Hello, beautiful beings, and welcome to the sleepover. We're gonna have a sleepover. We're gonna do all the sleepover things. There's gonna be snacks. There's gonna be yoga. There's gonna be tea time. There's gonna be arts and crafts. There's gonna be gossip. There's gonna be PJs. There's gonna be a little schmeat on my other channel. It's gonna be a great night, and there's also gonna be skincare. Of course. So yes, I prepared a whole sleepover extravaganza for myself, but also for you. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to bump the mic. I would like it if you joined me on my sleepover festivities, maybe did some things differently than I did. Just have a good night, because honestly, I really miss having sleepovers as a young child, like young teen. And I didn't really get invited to a whole lot of sleepovers, so this is all the things that I would like to do during a sleepover if I got invited to them, but now I can just make my own. And also, I got some of your suggestions in here, and I incorporated them, so we can just feel like we're having a big sleepover together. So, I'm so excited. Welcome to my bedroom. Welcome to my sleepover. Our sleepover. I hope you have a good time. First order of business, at least for me, is I need to get into some PJs. Get into your PJs, all right? Get into them with me. I'm gonna get into my PJs. I'm gonna set the tone, and then we're gonna prepare for the best night ever. Okay. Let the sleepover begin. Hello, I'm standing now. So I figured it would be appropriate to do a little fashion show and show you my PJs. Also, YouTube, don't look at my shirt. So my shirt is thrifted. It's just this red crop top. And then I embroidered this patch that I got from a vintage store in Seattle. And it says, "This bud's for me." And it is for me. And then these pants, these pajama pants, they're my fiance's, but I don't think I took them over. They're my pants now, but I love that. And of course we have our friend. He doesn't have a name, but he's gonna hang out with us. Welcome to my desk. Welcome to my desk. Here's where we'll be doing some activities this evening. I have nail time. I'm gonna prep my nails and do a nice nail polish, which I haven't done in a while, so that'll be fun. I'm also gonna do a face mask. And, oh yeah, the thing that I was gonna talk about. In my ideal sleepover situation, I would be for sure smoking weed. But I cannot do that here on the YouTubes, so I thought of an ingenious plan. I'm still gonna be getting stoned, but I'm just gonna be doing it over at the WeedTube. So if you want to continue with that part of the video, along with me, head over to the WeedTube. I am going to be hitting my volcano, but just facing that thing through a hose. If you don't know what a volcano is, if you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, go and check it out. I'm also going to be doing a little snack haul and making a little snack charcuterie board. That was terrible. I'm so sorry. I'm going to be making a little snack plate, and then I will be, of course, consuming it throughout this video. So you'll see what I got going on also. But if you want to check that video out, now would be the time. And if you do, I'll see you in that video. And then if you don't, I will see you in 2 seconds. Hey y'all, it's me. But you already knew that because you're watching my video. Thank you. If you didn't go and watch the WeTube video in that short little intermission, I will quickly go over what I have going on in my snack plate and the snacks and drinks for this evening. We got white cheddar Cheez-Its. We got peanut butter M&Ms. We have Nerds gummy clusters. And we have sea salt and vinegar pistachios. A very curated snack plate, but these are all things that I love. And then to drink, I got a little Kivita kombucha. This is the mojito lime coconut flavor, and oh my god, is it good. I raved about it over on my WeTube. So I'm gonna take a little sip. Delectable. I'm gonna slide this over here because we are going to get into our first activity of the evening. This is something that I didn't really think of off the top of my head when I asked over on my Instagram for sleepover ideas, but I was very pleasantly surprised that so many of you, multiple of you, suggested this, and I thought it was so cute, and that is to paint my nails. Now, to be honest with y'all, I have not painted my nails or had paint on my nails specifically since our engagement because I needed to have my nails done. I actually got acrylics. That was the last time I got acrylics, and I had been using or getting acrylics for a while, but I realized that it was just not doing something for my nails. The health, it was terrible. So I started doing my nail care and routine at home, and I used a few different types of like nail strengthener polish to help build my strength back. That's not something I need. And now I have like really healthy nails and they're growing, and I burped from my kombucha. They're growing like longer than I've ever had my nails grown because I used to also be a chronic nail biter. So yeah, I'm just feeling very proud of them. So we're gonna do our nails. This is perfect timing because I do need to do my like nail care, you know? And then I'm gonna paint them. And I got I got this color today. I thought it was beautiful. It's Win Me Over from Essie, and it's just like a nice sage green. It's really pretty, perfect for the spring. And then I have my strengthening protein treatment, but I don't know if I'm gonna use that underneath. I do have a top coat, and I think it's just in a drawer over there, so I'm gonna have to grab that. And then I have my nail like cuticle oil, and I also have a little cuticle clipper and a nail clipper, but I don't think I'm gonna clip my nails, to be honest. They're all at a really nice length. And I also have, there it is. I have my glass nail file. I got this when I started doing my nails at home, and I love it so much. It's from the brand G Liane, but I really like it. And it has this nice little case, so that is what I use. And I need to get nail polish remover and cotton swabs from my bathroom. Also that thought stopped. I need to get the top coat from my drawer over there, so I'll be right back. So this is my left hand, and then this is my right hand. Gotta have a little snack break before you start. Alright, first things first, I need to take off the remaining strengthening polish that I have on my nails from the last time I did them. I usually do my nails like twice a week or whenever I wash my hair, because the polish tends to like flake if I put my hands in water for a long time, which I don't think I need anymore, the polish. I think my nails like got stronger from using it constantly, which is cool because then I don't have to use it anymore, which would be dope. Something else that was recommended for a sleepover idea, which I think is hilarious, is gossip and positive gossip, which was specifically suggested. And I've never really heard the term positive gossip before, but I love it. So I started to think about things that I could positively gossip about. Someone also suggested talking about your fictional crushes, which I think is really cute. Going off of that, I just recently watched Turning Red, and I loved how they portrayed the like obsession with boy bands at like for young adolescent teens at that time, because it's so accurate. My biggest flex as a young teen in like 2010 was that I got to see Justin Bieber. I got to see Justin Bieber when he came to my what I thought was a small town. I don't know why he came specifically to my town and not Seattle, which is like an hour away. Maybe he just wasn't big enough, but like I'm pretty sure he sold out that little arena that we have. And I got fucking floor tickets, floor seats. I was 8th row with my friend Almaviva. And it was her 13th birthday, and I think that's just the like raddest 13th birthday story you could have. So yeah, we got to experience the like, what was it, like Belieber tour? No, One World tour? Was that what it was? I don't know, but I remember this one specific thing that happened was the Bieber. He was in like a harness and he was parallel to the ground, and he walked up this like, it was supposed to be like the side of a building. It was just like a tapestry that had like projected the side of a building onto it, and he was like walking up it from the stage. I don't know what the purpose of that was, but it was funny, and I was going crazy at age 13. Okay, I think I got all of the nail polish off. Maybe? Yeah, I think we're good. The one thing about this is that I don't really like to touch what I'm eating because I just have nail polish on my hands. So I just put some cuticle oil on my fingers, just a little dot on each one. And then I like to massage it in. And I usually go in and do like a whole cuticle like extraction. Go in there and, you know, cut them up. But they're actually not that overgrown, so I don't think I'm gonna have to do that. I think I'm just gonna clean up the edges and like the underneaths of my nails. So moving on with positive gossip. I love that. I wanted to talk about my favorite series, TV show, and book series right now, and that is Bridgerton. If you saw in my last vlog, I had a little watch party for the season 2 premiere, my bad. And it was so cute. I made little tea, like, what are they called? I'm focusing on two different things here, hold on. I made little tea snacks. I made tea sandwiches, cucumber sandwiches, and like fruit cream sandwiches, which were delicious. After I watched the first season of Bridgerton on Netflix, which is how I found out about the whole series, I read the first book because I wanted more Bridgerton content, and I wanted to see how the book and the TV series differ. And the book came before the TV show. I like to think of the book as the original story, so I wanted to get the original story. And I also started to read a lot more this past year, and I've been trying to make it a habit just to read more. So I was like, I'm gonna try reading the Bridgerton series, and then I fell in love with it, and now I'm on book 3. I did read book 2 before I watched season 2, and while I enjoyed season 2, the book is hands down way better. I think for the first season, the writing team took a little creative liberty with changing the plot and like timelines of things because they wanted people to like catch on to the show and also not like, I don't know, fuck it up on the first try. I'm now filing my nails. Quick tip, if you want your nails to grow healthier, make sure you're filing them in one direction. So like with my thumb, I go left to right. I don't go right, left, right, like back and forth. I just go one way. And that is because your nails, the fibers, they grow in a crisscross pattern. So if you're going in a back and forth motion with your filer, you're basically ripping up those fibers and like not allowing them to kind of form together. So if you go in one more motion, say right to left, you would be like, in a sense, closing the fibers, making them stronger, more durable, and less prone to breakage. Also, I don't know if that sounds weird or if that's gonna pick up. It might like bug people. I'm just gonna file real quick and then I'll do a little talking portion and just put it over this. Now, don't get me wrong. I loved season 2 of Bridgerton. I just love visualizing the aesthetic that they had. Now, it's not very like historically accurate all of the time, but it's just a very curated aesthetic, which I love. However, the season 2 TV show compared to the book 2 is drastically different. I didn't think that they would change that much story-wise to make it almost a completely different story. I am going to give a little spoiler warning. I am going to be talking about specifics from the TV show and the book. Some very key differences between the TV show and the book is how Kate and Anthony actually begin to spark their romance. In the book, Kate and Anthony have intimate moments starting around the halfway point and continuing until they get married at the end and are super happy. However, in the TV show, we don't get any action from them, rather just very intimate moments with nothing that comes after until the very last episode. Also, a big difference, Edwina and Anthony never get engaged and they never go through, or at least start to go through, with a marriage. Edwina in the books is actually very happy that Kate and Anthony come to terms with how they feel about each other, and in the end, Edwina gets with another gentleman and she's married at the end of the book. So these differences, along with a few timeline shifts, really didn't do it for me. Like I said though, I still love seeing the Bridgerton aesthetic and I love seeing the Bridgerton family. I'm obsessed with the books and the storyline, so I'm gonna keep watching, but I just wonder where they're going to take season 3 and hopefully all the rest of the books, and I hope they don't do too much with the storyline where it's just a completely different story. So now I am going to wash my hands, actually. BRB. All right, I have my hands all washed. So now I am going to apply the polish. And since I just kind of ragged on Bridgerton, I'm going to talk about some of my favorite scenes. I already fucked up. This is why I don't paint my nails. I'm not very good at it. While I fix my mistake, I cannot talk highly enough about Bridgerton without mentioning the music, the hair and makeup and like fashion, costuming, and the acting. Absolutely brilliant. Along with the music, I absolutely love all of the dancing scenes. They are so beautiful, especially in season 2, the Anthony and Kate like dance sequence in the last episode when they finally have their like realizing moment. They're like, I want to be with you. Super cute. A very specific moment which made me look really forward to a spin-off that just got announced is this scene where the queen takes the Sharmas, Kate, Edwina, and their mom through a tour of her gardens, and she has what she calls striped horses, which are zebras, and she mentions that she has like an elephant and all of these other things. And that little like snippet into the queen and like who she is, just kind of on like a, I don't know, almost casual instance, it was so funny. And I love that actress, and the character is so good. So she gets her own spin-off. I'm not sure when it's coming out, but I'm definitely going to be watching that. Oh my god, I just thought of another favorite part of season 2, the whole Penelope and Eloise storyline, where Eloise finds out that Penelope is Lady Whistledown. In the books, you don't know who Lady Whistledown is, and I don't know if you find out in the later books or at all. I do know that there is, or I'm pretty sure, that there is a Featheringtons trilogy that has the Featheringtons whole like storyline and backstory, and they're including that. I'm pretty sure they're including that within the right timeline of season 2. To be honest, I like a story that has like an accurate timeline, rather than if they did like the Bridgerton books only and then the Featherington books after. I did the first coat and I'm gonna let it dry just for a sec and talk about another one of my favorite scenes, which is the Pall Mall game. I was really looking forward to seeing Daphne come back in season 2, so having this little like section of her and her family, and you get to see them at like their, you know, country home. It's a lot more like casual. You kind of see their like little quips and bickers in between siblings, and I think it's really refreshing. And yeah, it was a really cute scene. I liked it. I also love that they kept in the epilogue. In book 2, there is an epilogue that is supposed to be a time skip, and that makes sense if you read the books. It's a time skip for a reason. But they time skip and then they play a Pall Mall game all together, and it's an annual thing that they do. So I'm really glad that they put that in at the end of the season, and it was only a 6-month time skip. They went on their little honeymoon, which I'm sure was very sexy. And then they came back and they played their little Pall Mall game, and it was adorable. This is a snack break. I think I'm gonna keep just the one coat after looking at it underneath my phone light, so I'm just gonna go in with a top coat now. So the last little Bridgerton gossip, if you will, that I have to share about is a manifestation for the future. I want to go to the Bridgerton experience. After I watched season 2, I started getting all of these ads for the Bridgerton experience. And of course, there's one in LA. And it's basically this wonderful night where you go and you dress up and you attend the Queen's Ball and you bow in front of the queen and you watch little dance performances and you get a dance yourself, and then they choose the diamond of the night. Like, how cute is that? So I'm really hoping that I will be able to go, because I don't think I have been obsessed with a series like this probably since high school, and I would love to have the Bridgerton experience. So we'll see if I'm able to go. I'm trying to convince the fiance, which doesn't take that much convincing, so it's just a matter of time. All right, I have finished my nails. They're not perfect, but I really like them, and they're also not dry yet. So before I move on with any of the sleepover things, I'm just gonna take a personal break to let these puppies dry and also eat some dinner, because it's almost 9:30 and I have not had dinner. I'm gonna go have some of my curry, and I have heard your requests. I'm going to be doing a what I eat in the day, favorite meals, a cooking video soon. So look out for that in the future. And I will also talk to you in just a few seconds on your end, and however long I take on my end. Welcome back from that short intermission. I do have to preface that in the next segment of this video, there is an audio change that happened. My mic didn't record this part well at all, so I decided to use the audio from my camera. So it just sounds a little bit different from the rest of this video, but it doesn't change anything else about it. So I hope you enjoy. So it's been about an hour since I talked to you all. I had a really good dinner, some leftover curry, and I watched an episode of this anime that my fiance and I have been watching. But now we're hanging out on the bed. I also have all of my friends here, and I'm gonna do a little crocheting, and I'm also going to do a little bit more gossiping because it's fun. So currently I have a bunch of different crochet projects going on, but I'm making this fuzzy pink bucket hat, and I'm gonna make one for me and my fiance, which is very cute. So far though, it looks so funny. I'm gonna put it on over my hair. Yeah, this is what we're working with. There's only like one layer of the brim, so it doesn't even like come out, but this is the picture that I thought of, which my fiance loves. And as soon as I was like, I want to do a pink fluffy like bucket hat situation, he was like, yes, yes please. So that's what I'm gonna be working on. Okay, I gotta find where the last double stitch was. There it is. And continue. While I crochet, I wanted to talk about something that I have been spending a little too much time on, and something that I didn't even like realize I wanted or would find enjoyment out of until I saw it on my YouTube recommended feed. I didn't stop thinking about it for 2 days, and then I finally started watching it, and now I'm just on this rabbit hole of weird nostalgia. I am talking about a channel called Quentin Reviews, and the host, Quentin, does reviews of TV and movies, I think, but the series that I started watching of his is 8. I fucked up, gotta go back. I'm currently 4 hours in to a 5-hour iCarly review, and this is only the first part of the series. I also just finished a 7-hour Victorious review, which is from the same channel, and it was the first one that I watched, and then I watched the iCarly one, and I'm still watching it I am a way bigger iCarly fan than I was a Victorious fan. However, when I watched Victorious, I learned that like art schools existed, and I was in dance, so I was like, maybe I could go to art school, you know, like have all these crazy, wacky, cool experiences. Art school was nothing like that. That's a story for a different day though. So Victorious to me, also as a young teen, I didn't really look too far into the shows, and I just kind of like was presented with all of this weird ass information and didn't question it. So going back and like watching this review, which is really good, it's real in depth, but going back and watching it, I like get to analyze the show as a different thing, and it's just really cool to see. I finished the first like row of the brim, so now I'm going to start on the second one. I'm also going to use my dragon friend here as a backrest because I took my first dance class in 5 years today. I'm sore, but I had so much fun. It was so good. I did like a floor work class. It was called Ground Grooves. It was very groovy. It was wonderful. Back to what I was saying though. I really enjoyed Victorious for the reason that it gave me the idea to go to art school. But something similar that iCarly did was made me think that I could be a YouTuber. And here I am, literally doing that. So what a great influence it had. I'm pretty sure that I was either in 5th or 6th grade when iCarly premiered. And I didn't even realize it until I started watching this review, but the season 2 of iCarly actually lasted like 2.5 years. So it was basically airing as I was going through my middle school experience. I also messed up on this first row, so I have to start over. And you bet your ass I was making YouTube videos while I was in middle school. I actually have a channel with my best friend Almaviva. We would make little like skits and music videos and things like that, and it's still up on YouTube, and I really want to do like just a watch of it for a video, you know, have a good cringe, really expose my younger crazy self. I just think it would be really funny. But iCarly really did that for me. I was like, wait a minute, I've watched YouTubers like probably around the same time, and then this show came out basically glorifying what you could do on the internet as a content creator and how much fun you could have and all that. Something I didn't realize, however, as my adolescent self watching these iCarly episodes live airing, was the amount of crimes that they committed and did throughout the series. And I think it's hilarious also that it's based in Seattle, because I remember when it came out, I had this feeling that Seattle was now like, it was known. Like it wasn't known before then, and now there was a TV show set in Seattle, and I was like, people know who we are, people know what we're about. That show is just wacky. It's insane. And I feel like the longevity that it has, not as a whole, with themes and characteristics of it, it has lasted long enough to do a whole reboot, you know? Oh, I messed this up again. I just keep on talking. I'm not really good at talking and crocheting. But I think I've talked enough about the review channel. I'll link it down below if any of y'all are crazy enough to watch it. I've been watching it periodically, like I'll watch an hour while I'm cleaning or an hour while I'm taking a shower or something like that. So I'll link it down below if you want to be a little YouTube goblin and watch it. But I think I am going to watch the last half hour that I have and finish a few more layers of this bucket hat, and I'll just play some music and let it like, the fuck am I trying to do? I'm gonna speed up these clips, so feel free to do any arts and crafts. It's not gonna be long. I'm also gonna snack as I do. Hey y'all, so I only got about 5 minutes into watching the iCarly video, and then my friend Kaylee called me and we chatted for a little bit, and it was really nice. As you saw, she said hello, but I only got 2 rows of the brim done, so it's still, as Kaylee said, looks like a top hat. This is what we got so far. Like, it's taking a little bit more shape, you know? It's getting there. But since I want to carry on with our sleepover activities, I'm going to take a pause on this. And the next thing I wanted to do is do a face mask. I think it's the right time to do one. So I will meet you in the bathroom. Hello from my bathroom. I forgot to press record on my mic, so I am doing a voiceover to let you all know that I did a turmeric mask, and it was so nice. So I am back in my room now, and I am going to let my face mask sit for about like 15 to 20 minutes. And I think I'm just gonna watch the iCarly video and skip forward because I don't really have anything else to talk about. I do have more planned for this sleepover though, so don't go away. Just get a little snack or a little drink, have a little refreshment. It's an intermission. I probably look a little crazy right now, but my face mask has dried. I'm gonna go wash it off, and then we're gonna do our skincare together. I washed off my face mask, and my skincare at night is a little different, so I wanted to share that with you. I use the Wake Up Beautiful Overnight Retinoid Cream by Pacifica, and then I just use my classic CeraVe moisturizer. And I also go in with my castor oil on my eyebrows and my eyelashes. I'm gonna use the viewfinder for this, but I just like take a little on my finger. Really gotta get in there, you know? And then we do some moisturizer. All right, and now for some castor oil. I am going to turn towards my mirror for this though. Beautiful. And I usually leave my hair in like a high ponytail when I actually go to sleep, but I'm just gonna leave it in this cute little updo because I think it's cute. I don't know. I washed it today, so I gotta be careful with my curls so I don't fuck them up on the first day of a wash day because it takes so long. We are going to be doing some yoga now, friends. Join me on the floor with your mats, your pillows, your love, and your bodies. We're going to start on the floor with our knees bent and necks long, connecting to your breath, leaving anything you wish to pick up later at the door or on the floor. Start rocking your knees slowly back and forth, deepening and softening into the stretch on each side. If you have more room than I do, you can really swing your legs wide or keep it more reserved and slow. Draw your knees into your chest now. Lift your head, neck, and chin to your knees and give yourself a big hug. Maybe rocking side to side for a little floor massage. Now we are going to lengthen everything out, stretching up and out into the side body, through the fingertips, through the soles of your feet. Bringing your knees up flat onto the ground, we are going to go into a bridge. Tuck the pelvis, lift up like a string is being pulled from your belly button. Dig into the floor with your palms and your feet, sending your knees forward in space, and then relax it all down. Lift one leg in the air and cross ankle over opposite knee, grabbing behind the thigh and pulling your legs towards your chest. Feel a deep stretch in your glutes and hamstrings. You may also rock your hips side to side. Notice what sensations arise here. We are going to switch legs. If holding onto your thigh is too much of a stretch, you can focus on your top leg and hip widening while resting on your opposite knee. Now relax your legs down and snow angel your arms up and down along the floor. Take your time flipping over onto your side, onto your knees, and into child's pose. Come back to your breath here. Extend your arms out in front of you, chest open to the floor. You may also widen your knees for a deeper hip and lower back stretch. And if you aren't able to come to the ground, you can support yourself through your elbows. Come up onto all fours and do any small movements you wish. At this time, I would go through some cat and cow movements. However, I didn't exactly do that during this flow, so whatever you choose to do at this time is up to you. Lean back on your heels, clasp your hands behind your back, lift your head, and pull down to open your chest. We are now going to come to a seated position, whichever is most comfortable for you. Starting with some half head circles, we are going to roll our heads to the front, to the right, to the left, and then back a few times, going as slow as you need to do. Before we start going to the back. Now we are going to do a series of shoulder circles, starting with just the shoulders, circling front and back. Then with our hands on your shoulders, you are going to circle your elbows, front, and back. And now finally circling your arms, really relishing in all of the movement here. Moving front, and back. Finally, coming to a cross-legged position. If you aren't here already, we are going to take 2 minutes together to sit. We have been sitting together for much longer now if you have continued to watch this video, and I'd like to thank each and every one of you for sharing space with me. Take this time to thank yourself for showing up and taking part in your life. I wish you all health, wealth, and beautiful blessings. That was just so good. I hope you enjoyed it as well. I hope you are all relaxed now and ready to enjoy the rest of your night. I know I am too. And thank you so much if you have stayed this long in the sleepover. If you've gone home early, I forgive you, but you really missed out. Now, I had another idea for the end of this video, but I have a feeling that it's already going to be quite long, so I'm not going to do my idea to the full extent, but I essentially wanted to read y'all to sleep, in a way. I thought it would be nice to read a chapter from book 3 of the Bridgerton series. This one is called An Offer from a Gentleman, and it is Benedict's story. I haven't started it yet, so I figured we'd read the first chapter, but like I said, this video is already probably going to be a little lengthy, so I think I'll just read the first page. Sorry if the angle changed or anything, I just had to change the battery in my camera. So I'll actually be reading from the prologue of this book. And like I said, to make sure that this video isn't too long, I'm only going to read the first chapter. No, the first page. But if this is something that is interesting to you or you would like to see more of, I've been dabbling with the idea of starting a Patreon. And I feel like something like this and like a long form content read you to sleep sort of thing would be really good on Patreon rather than my YouTube channel, so who knows? Maybe I will do that in the future. Until then, cozy up for a little story time. And again, thank you so much if you have watched this far and stayed along in my slumber party video night event. And without further ado, here is Bridgerton, An Offer from a Gentleman. Prologue. Everyone knew that Sophie Beckett was a bastard. The servants all knew it, but they loved little Sophie, had loved her since she arrived at Penwood Park at the age of 3, a small bundle wrapped in a too big coat left on the doorstep on a rainy July night. And because they loved her, they pretended that she was exactly what the 6th Earl of Penwood said she was, the orphaned daughter of an old friend. Never mind that Sophie's moss green eyes and dark blonde hair matched the Earl's precisely. A scandal. Never mind that the shape of her face looked remarkably like that of the Earl's recently deceased mother, or that her smile was an exact replica of the Earl's sister's. No one wanted to hurt Sophie's feelings or risk their livelihoods by pointing that out. The Earl, one Richard Gunningworth, never discussed Sophie or her origins, but he must have known she was his bastard. No one knew what had been in the letter the housekeeper had fished from Sophie's pockets when she had been discovered that rainy midnight. The Earl had burned the missive mere seconds after reading it. He'd watched the paper shrivel and curl in the flames, then ordered a room made up for Sophie near the nursery. She'd remained there ever since. He'd call her Sophie, and she called him my lord, and they saw each other a few times a year whenever the Earl returned home from London, which wasn't very often. Well, this is going to be a doozy of a book. Okay, well, that concludes my our sleepover night. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was honestly such a joy to make and do and curate. And like I said at the beginning of the videos, I never really got invited to sleepovers, so I feel like I was healing a little bit of my young self, just putting this on for myself. And I hope you also kind of played along and had a wonderful sleepover night with me. And now I'm gonna go and watch some shows, probably Schmirk Schmeed, and just have a good rest of my night. And I encourage you all to do the same. I love you so much. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye and good night. Woo! I did it, I did it, I did it. Okay.